Hi.
Hi, welcome.
It's us. We're back.
This is Say F. Homekins podcast. I'm Janie Haddad Tompkins.
I'm Paul F. Tompkins.
I'm an actress.
I'm a comedian.
Together, we're a married couple, and we do an after dinner podcast for your listening pleasure.
That's
we
right.
just get up into whatever topics we feel like.
Yeah.
It's kind of a real hang.
Yeah, I mean, there's no other way to describe it. It's a hang.
This may be your first time. If so, welcome. If it's not
This may be your last time. If so, goodbye.
Hey, there's no shame in it.
No. Different strokes for different folks.
Yeah.
You don't like us? Maybe we don't like you.
This is our July episode, and it's been warm, and I'm sure that it's been warm in some of the listeners' parts of the country or other countries as well.
Yeah.
Unless I guess like you're in winter on the other hemisphere or something.
It is the time of the year we call summer.
And it's my most depressing time of the year.
Which I didn't know that. I always thought you were somebody who liked summer.
I like doing summer activities.
Yes.
When I can.
Yes.
But I feel like that has been prohibited from me in recent years because it's like everything is so crowded and travel is hard and crowded and it doesn't feel like the same like ebb and flow, like where you just kind of like ebb and flow in and out of like, oh, maybe I get invited to someone's pool today. Maybe, you know, everything feels like a whole ordeal.
Exactly. And that is why it is really foolish for us as California residents, Southern California residents.
Yeah.
We never go to the beach here.
Oh, no, we never go. Well, first of all, I think someone posted online that they went to the beach because, like, it's too far of a drive.
It's a long drive.
And it's like, well, then you have to pay to park and, you know, and then you have to drive a far way back.
Yeah.
So if you went, like, you could maybe go really early in the day and try to not hit traffic, maybe get there in 40 minutes or something or like that.
But then you're some weird surfer.
But then you get stuck in like a rush hour. You get stuck in a rush hour traffic either on the way there or on the way back from the beach.
Yeah.
And it will make it like 3 hours of drive time.
Yeah.
But someone said the other day they went and it was 4 hours of drive time.
Oh.
It was like a hour 45 minute there, hour 45 back.
That's long, man.
Yeah, and it's like, where do you set up camp and all that stuff?
I mean, I guess the way to try to do it would be you're committed to making a whole day of it.
Yeah.
Where you say we're
like
not
sundown kind of situation.
Let's say we're not going to leave in the morning. We're going to leave in the mid-afternoon.
No, I think that's too rush hour. I think
like noon.
I think the best time maybe noon. Maybe I think the best.
So
time,
let me finish. Then let's say we go at noon.
Okay,
right?
go at noon. You get there,
and then we say we're going to stay there until after sundown. We're going to like have dinner at Neptune's Net or whatever the fuck, and we're going to head back at 8 o'clock.
Yeah,
but that's a long day
in the dark,
and you might be. After a while, you're like, I just want to go home. I've had enough. Now I'm just waiting around.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Because, like, where do you go to the bathroom? You got to pay to eat out and, you know
where you go to the bathroom.
More than... I don't... Well, also, did you see that there was bacteria, though, in the water here?
Of course.
So you can't really... Like, you have to pick and choose... like your situation, like what beaches don't have like sickening. Plus, I think the water here is too cold.
It's very cold here. Yeah,
yeah.
It is. Pacific is very cold.
Yeah, it's too much for me.
We don't have the best beaches here. You know,
I don't think we do. I mean, Santa Barbara. When we visited Santa Barbara, I feel like they have nice beaches.
That was very nice, but
yeah, that's a different story.
Even further drive.
Well, yeah,
or farther drive.
Well, you can take the train there though.
True. But then
actually,
what do we do?
That's a better prospect.
To go to Santa Barbara?
On the train. Do the beach for the day and then maybe take the train back.
How do we get to the beach?
Like Uber or something, or you just, because it's not that far.
Right.
From the train station.
So you go with you go like with the intention that it's a day trip?
Yeah. I wonder how that
Wow.
would work.
Wow. I mean, I would rather
Because
spend.
it's still 4 hours of travel time.
Yeah, I'd
but
rather
you're
spend that on the train than in a car.
than in a car.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, anyway, that's our gripe about
Hey, we're not going
summer.
to solve this tonight.
That's our gripe. I mean, I just feel like there was a time when summer had like an ebb and flow, and now I don't feel that way about kind of anything anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like everything feels effortful.
I hate to quote a bunch of podcast ads that I've heard and read,
Oh,
but
yeah?
we live in extraordinary times.
Oh, is that true?
Yeah.
Really? The advent of AI, extraordinary times? Really?
Yeah, extraordinary.
Okay. I mean, I guess, good thing podcasts are letting us know.
Thanks, podcasts.
And also, I just don't like that it's still laid out at night. That is the thing that kind of,
But when you were a kid, you liked it, right?
I don't.
Because
I
that was
don't
more
know.
playtime.
I guess I can't remember if I had a
Really?
strong opinion about all of that.
I remember that I loved it. And then I remember I guess it would be in the fall,
When it changes back.
we would play, that's when we would play flashlight tag, which is my most cherished childhood memory.
It's a core memory. Is that what they call it? A core
I guess so.
memory?
Yeah.
What is a core memory? Like one that they can never take away from you?
Maybe a core memory is something that shapes helps to shape your personality from a young age.
Oh, so for example, if
I never stopped. I had a feeling of what it was, but I never stopped to actually define it when I
what
would
a
see
core
it.
memory is?
Yeah.
So in other words, like, are you saying like if flashlight tag is a core memory for you?
No, I'm not actually saying that. I'm saying it's my favorite childhood memory.
What I know, but I'm saying, is it a core memory? And you said,
Well, I don't know what a core memory is. We just determined that we
right?
don't know what the definition
That's where I'm going with this. Follow along. It's not that hard, this conversation.
Go ahead.
You said maybe it's the kind of memory that shapes your personality.
Right.
And I said, therefore, would that mean if flashlight tag were indeed a core memory for you? Then let me finish. If it were indeed a core memory for you, then the experience of that defined what fun is for you, Paul? Is that what you're thinking?
No.
Okay.
I would because for me, core memory, the feeling that I get is that it's for when you're little, and I was not like 6 when I was playing this game, so I think it feels like I was aged out of core memories.
Oh, I see.
You know what I mean?
Wait, core memories only for little?
That's what it kind of felt like to me when I would see
like
videos.
First memories?
I don't know.
You're going to look it up.
Yeah, I'm going to look it up.
I mean, we could also ask
No, we're not going to ask that thing.
the thing that talks to us and is listening to us and spying on us all of the time. Anyway, guys, first of all, thank you for listening to Stay F Homekins. If you haven't already.
Oh, no. Bad news.
What?
AI overview. No, I don't want to know from AI.
If you haven't already, please check out our Weekend Water Substack. That's weekendwater.substack.com. And we have an upcoming watch along that will be coming out later in the month. If you'd like to subscribe and be a part of it, I'm wondering if we're going to announce.
Oh my God! Okay,
We won't announce the movie here.
One
the
of the
movie
questions.
will be a
By the way,
surprise.
what?
I'm vamping while you're doing your research.
I started talking. You were still vamping.
I was saying we won't announce the movie for the watch along that we have
Okay,
coming out. I mean, don't you think, or no?
Yeah, it's just gonna drop, baby.
It's going to drop. You got to go to the Substack to get in on that action.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So what I love about looking things up like this is that you get. It disturbs me that the top thing is AI overview, which I'm just
disturbing.
not interested because a lot of the AI definitions of things or whatever are completely wrong. I can give it a thumbs down. Thumbs down to that.
So it wasn't it wasn't correct?
I didn't even bother. So it apparently is like the first thing is core memories refer to a specific set of memories that hold more emotional value. Some examples of core memories might be your wedding day, graduation, loss of a loved one, first kiss, or even a car accident. So it's not just for littles.
So any memory can be a core memory.
That is from peachycounseling.ca.
If it holds some kind of emotional weight. So it could be a good or bad, like a car accident or a wedding day.
Yes. So a flashlight tag, I guess, is a core memory, although it's something that didn't happen just one time. It was not one day. It was a regular thing. But I guess it still counts.
Wait, does core memory have to be a one thing?
Well, I
the
think
examples they gave were one thing, but like
they were like one day or one moment, But here's the thing: so there's sometimes when you are looking up a phrase, they give you a list of questions that have that phrase.
Okay.
That other people have asked. People also ask.
Sure.
And then the first one is, why are people saying core memory? That's how I read it. And this says the idea behind core memories is that a powerful memory can shape your personality, which is what I said.
That's what you said.
They are a concept made popular with the 2015 Pixar movie Inside Out.
Oh, shit. We haven't seen that movie.
We have not seen that.
Oh, wait a minute. You know what? So many people are saying that Inside Out 2, which is the sequel to Inside Out, which just came out in the theaters, is a fantastic movie. Like, people are losing their minds over it online. They're like, you have to see this movie. It's so emotionally astute and wonderful. Have you heard that?
I have not actually heard a lot about it.
You're kidding, because I don't know.
Honey, I'm serious as a heart attack right now.
Yeah, people have been saying Inside Out 2 is like, it's like a must see. The sequel to Inside Out, which I did not see Inside Out. So,
nor did I. We're way behind in our Pixars.
Inside Out 2 without having seen Inside Out.
I bet you could.
Like, because we saw Paddington 2 first, didn't we?
Yes, we did. And we fucking loved it.
Well, it was awesome.
Yeah.
I mean,
perfect.
I wish Paddington were real and I wish he lived with me.
Just with you. And where do you live in this scenario? And where am I?
I mean, you're living here too.
Great. But thank you.
But Paddington would be my buddy.
What? He doesn't like me?
I don't know. You're busy.
What? I'm busy. This sucks.
Paddington is our housemate.
We had dinner with friends the other night.
We did. I don't remember anything from before 2 hours ago.
This was 2 nights ago.
I have no recollection. Literally none.
We got to hang out with some very beautiful animals. First, there was Zeke.
I don't even remember. Oh, yes.
Who's an old dog, and he's old golden, and he was so precious.
Oh my God! But can I say Zeke? First of all, likes to lick.
Yes.
And Zeke got under the kitchen table, and I had on a skirt, so my legs were bare.
Scandal.
I thought his name was Zeus.
Oh yeah, Zeus. Did I say Zeke?
Yeah.
He could easily be a Zeke. His personality is more of a Zeke, but his name is Zeus for sure.
His name is Zeus.
Yes.
And he was under the table, and he was like licking my legs, like insanely licking my legs. And it was like making me laugh so hard.
For how long?
Like a solid minute. Like I kept trying to move my ankles around to try to like just because people were talking, like there was intense conversation happening across the table. And so I couldn't like, it was like my own, drama, my own little drama that was happening.
That was your own private Idaho over there.
Yeah.
And he when he wasn't on the table, he was just on the floor next to us while we ate dinner, which was, I loved him. And he has bad hips. And so his mom made him custom little leather boots on his for his back
walk
feet.
Easier.
Because he'll slip on linoleum and stuff.
Yeah,
and,
sad.
Oh,
It's really sad.
I loved him though.
I met the turtle today.
You met Pauline the tortoise.
I met Pauline the tortoise today.
But you did not pet her.
I touched her.
You touched her shell?
I patted her shell.
Yeah.
And then I stroked with my finger her little head.
Yeah.
That's not really petting her.
No, but you touched her little leathery head. That's nice.
I touched her little leathery head and I patted her tortoise shell.
You didn't feed her anything?
No.
It's fun to feed her.
No. I don't need,
No, that doesn't do anything for you, the turtles.
I like the turtles.
Yeah. But
I did.
They don't get you the way they get me.
I liked Pauline.
Okay.
But, it was like, okay, very heavy. I asked Brett, I said, how heavy is she? And he was like, she's like really heavy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like super heavy.
She's definitely over 100 pounds.
And I forgot how they came into possession of Pauline
appeared.
Explain everything to the listeners.
Absolutely. So Brett is he is one of my partners on the Neighborhood Listen podcast. He plays Doug, and he engineers the show and all that. And I've known him for a million years. And he and his partner Dana live in this lovely house that is in a very naturey area. There's a lot of bears up there.
It's
there's
like
all
in
kinds of
Altadena or something.
Yeah,
like kind of
there's all kinds of stuff going on. But bears are a regular thing up there. And so they had not, I don't think they'd been there that long, maybe a year they've been in that house. And Pauline just appeared in the yard.
Okay, that is insane because if I walked into the yard and I saw a turtle of that size, I would be stunned.
Yeah. Pauline is a sulcata tortoise. She has her own Instagram, Pauline the tortoise.
But also, like, I would also have assumed it was somebody's, like, pet tortoise.
Well, exactly. And they did a search trying to find, like, hey, we got this tortoise showed up. Does anybody know this tortoise? Is this your tortoise?
They are forced into owning Pauline now.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Nobody claimed her.
Because I guess the turtle he was saying is like a desert turtle.
Yeah.
So they probably couldn't let Pauline just be living as a wild turtle in the hills.
I guess. I wonder. I wonder how far she journeyed to end up in that backyard.
Well, there's no way she got up in the hills on her own.
Here's the thing. These guys are escape artists, and they go missing all the time. They escape from where they live all the time. They show up other places all the time. This is a regular thing. This is what I learned from doing the Neighborhood Listen podcast, because we've seen so many ads on Nextdoor saying my tortoise is lost or we found your tortoise. It's crazy, but they will dig. They can like dig under fences and stuff like that. And I mean, I don't know what they're...
But Pauline never escapes from Brett and Dana.
She hasn't yet. She might one day. Who knows?
She's got a good thing going there.
She's got a good thing going. I think she'll stick around.
Because like she had like toys and a pool and like food.
Yes.
People fawning all over her.
Absolutely. So they built her a little house outside.
It's crazy.
She's the greatest. I love seeing her.
Yeah, she was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie.
Did you meet Wally, the corgi?
No.
Oh, he's funny.
I have met Wally before.
Oh.
When they came over here once. During COVID.
Don't remember that.
I think there were like vegan cookies involved or something. Does that sound familiar?
It doesn't. I'll have to ask them. Were you Michael Barbaro?
Okay, whenever we listen to when I listen to the Daily podcast, which is the New York Times like news podcast, one of the hosts of it, Michael Barbaro, makes noises, and every time I happen to be listening to it, and if that's who's hosting it that day, and Paul walks to the room, he cannot refrain from making the do all the noises.
So, like most of the time, he's just like, He has to add a little noise, like I'm listening noise.
But
sometimes he'll do a real emphatic one, like and then sometimes he does these crazy ones, like
He does Do you think he manufactured that because he wanted to have like a vocal tick that...
It's a risky one. That's a risky one. I think it's something that he did and now he's probably conscious of.
We have all the windows open. I don't know if you can hear that.
Just like need to nudity.
Yeah, like here's
he knows what he's doing.
To nudity.
He's doing that on purpose now.
So should I have a vocal tick that will like, I don't know, like put a stamp on?
It's a big swing. Because what if people don't like it?
What's a good vocal tick anyway? What's the best vocal tick?
What if you ended every sentence with "durr"?
Wow, you're like cracking yourself up.
I'm just picturing it.
You're just cracking yourself up. Like, ask me how I'm doing today.
How are you? Hey, how are you doing today?
I don't know. I guess I'm like surviving.
But yeah, okay. So now instead of asking you a question, you're interviewing me.
Wait,
and I'm
what?
explaining something.
Okay.
And that's your style. Okay.
Wait, I'm interviewing you.
Yes.
Okay.
But you have to remember your vocal tick.
What has been your feelings on the topic of modern comedy and whether or not you can be as bold as they used to be because of political correctness? Wait, is that when I'm supposed to employ it?
I think you got to do it as a listening noise.
Wait, I don't understand.
So I'll answer that question.
Okay, wait.
And you throw it in.
Okay.
Well, I think that people are overly concerned about that. I think.
Go on.
I think that we're at a point where people are freer to say what they want than they ever have been.
Really?
I don't know. I think think about it.
It's not good for the flow.
Think about it.
It's not good for the flow of conversation.
Okay, I have one.
A vocal tick or
Yeah, a vocal tick. So now I'm going to interview you.
Oh, you're going to interview me.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you grew up in the South in the 1980s.
Yeah.
Describe for me what the culture was like where you're from at that time.
Well, it was still very much steeped in sort of this good old boy, white male, patriarchal system, but it was also the tail end of second wave feminism. Are you all right?
I'm fine.
Okay, I'm sorry. Maybe there's something you're reacting to.
Please
it was at the end of second wave feminism, so it was a confusing time. But it was also a sacred time because it was before.
What if that was my listening noise?
I think it would turn some people off.
You think people would find it dismissive, maybe?
I guess you could call it dismissive. Or maybe a notch above.
Oh,
dismissive,
I get it.
Devaluing in some way. Resentful. Snide almost. I don't know.
Dang.
I guess, but, you know, people still get interviewed by Michael Barbaro on the Daily.
Mm-hmm. But he sounds like he's really into it.
Because of his fake,
Is it fake now? He has to know he's doing it now.
I don't know. I mean, my friend calls it the disturbing.
Calls it the disturbing?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Because every episode of The Daily is disturbing.
Oh, I thought specifically the noise that he makes.
No,
was
she just
called the disturbing.
She's just like, I'm listening to the disturbing today. And they're saying, you know, like, we're the Handmaid's Tale now. Like, essentially.
Yeah.
So I've been freaking out. I don't even know if I'm allowed to talk about this because I don't.
You'll talk about whatever you want.
Well, sometimes I talk about things and I feel like it bums you out.
I think that has been true of some things, but that's not your fault.
It's not.
No, it's a feeling that I'm having that makes it difficult to talk about certain things. I mean, it's always like something that's happening in our stupid world and our dumb country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did the podcasts teach us? These are extraordinary times.
That's
Is that what did they say?
I remember that from a few ads. We're living in extraordinary times. This was during COVID. When they were saying at first unprecedented, and then people were like, what about the Spanish flu? And they're like, oh, okay. Extraordinary. Do you like that, you little bitch?
I am like, I feel like I'm losing my mind.
Yeah, it's scary.
I feel like I'm losing my mind.
Yeah.
Here's what you need to know today. There was a presidential debate.
I think everyone knows. I don't know if you have to. I think you can cut right to how you feel about it.
Well, I don't know if someone. If this
Could you imagine somebody finding that out from us?
No, but I don't know if someone's like they shot this up on a space shuttle 5 years from now, and I need to contextualize.
Oh, fuck those people.
The conversation.
The 5 year from now people in space?
Yeah.
They can go to hell.
This podcast
Must be nice to be up in space.
Oh, those Boeing people shot those people up in space and can't get them back.
Oh, boy.
Well, it's, I guess, supposedly, like, it's all, like, protocol. Like, they knew that they might have to, I don't.
Yeah.
Okay, this is also the other thing is, like, what happened to honesty? Honesty.
Such a lonely world. Everyone is so untrue.
I was doing the first.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Untrue.
Untrue.
Ooh, Billy Joel channel's back on SXM, and I really.
Where he talks about his song. And, you know, I like this whole doo-wop song. And I'll go, how does that go? Okay.
I fucking love
love
the Billy Joel.
So what I do is I go, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, boop, beep, boop.
I fucking love the Billy Joel.
I honestly, I kind of like it too. It's fun to listen to him talk about whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But also he has a great canon.
Undeniable.
American song canon or whatever.
You know, Billy Joel is one of those dudes that I think for a while I pretended to, or I thought of as,
Here,
excuse me.
no, I know can I guess what you're about to say?
Sure.
Like it was uncool
Yes.
to like Billy Joel.
Exactly.
But it was cool to like Tom Waits or something.
Yeah.
Or like.
He was kind of uncool because he was so mainstream. But then the
he's
songs
not.
are undeniable.
Kind of not really.
Like if those songs would come on the radio, I
Yeah.
would sing them. You know, I would know every
Yeah.
word.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're very fun to sing. His songs are very fun to sing.
He has a fucking awesome voice too. I think. I've always loved Billy Joel. Like I kind of grew up on Billy Joel.
Sure, as did I.
But, like,
sure, we all do.
Sure, we all do. Sure, we all. Well, I didn't know, like, the whole thing about, like, Billy Joel being, like, it not being cool to like Billy Joel, like, didn't come into my awareness until my, like, 20s.
Right.
And then I was like, this feels made up. A little bit.
Well, me, I went along with it. For the longest time.
We're so punchy and we're not even drunk.
I know. Oh, full disclosure. We're not recording on our regular night. We're recording ahead of time because I'm going to be out of town.
Paul's leaving to go on the Comedy Bang Bang tour.
Mm-hmm. We got some quick weekend shows. We're going to be in
Tucson, I think.
Tucson, Phoenix, and then San Diego. And then my show at Lodge Room Sunday night.
Wait, that's this Sunday?
Yeah. Can you believe it?
And there's live stream tickets to VARIETOPIA.
Yes, there are.
Don't just say my show, say VARIETOPIA. People don't know. You have to tell people.
So sorry.
God, you got to get tickets to that live stream because VARIETOPIA is off the hook.
It's going to be a fun show.
All right, so let me talk about why I'm like losing my mind.
Yes.
Where was I going with this?
You're talking about the debate. Joe Biden. Terrible debate.
The debate was fucking embarrassing.
I did not watch it because I was scared of it.
I didn't watch it because I was scared of it, and then I watched like after the fact.
Oh, did you watch the whole thing?
Clips.
No.
No. So I did a lot of like transcriptual stuff. There was like a terrible answer about like the Roe v. Wade being overturned and abortion and I guess like Trump was just like spewing insane lies like the whole time, of course, you know. And then after that happened, people started to be concerned about Joe Biden's like mental capacity
because he looked frail and he looked like he wasn't all there.
Yeah, in the clips, and and he didn't respond in ways that felt
and also
forceful
to be fair,
cogent.
This is not the first time he's looked like that.
Well, I mean, he's old and he cops to being old.
Yeah,
you know,
but it's not just. I mean, I feel like
also being old is not the problem.
No, exactly. I want to make that distinction because people are saying old, and the
We're
issue
using the word old for something that's not necessarily.
Yes, because the issue that people have is not so much his age; it is that clearly he's in a state of decline.
At least from that performance.
Because there's old people, there are people his age that are not that way.
Yeah, they're running around on like rock and roll stages and stuff.
That's right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. And the problem was people were texting me all night. Oh my God, I'm turning this off. I can't watch. And I'm like, tell me what's happening now. Because I was scared. I was scared to even turn it on in the first place. Mm-hmm. And part of that was I just didn't want to see Trump.
That's a big part of it.
Because, oh, hi,
Cuckoo. Hi, Cuckoo. We're talking about you know who.
I know, and I hate it. If you like Trump, I don't know why you listen to us. Because we have not been supporters. I guess I'm sorry that you had to find out this way. And number two, why? Why? I mean, why? But then, okay, so then that happened, and then a lot of people were like, we need to know if something is wrong with Biden.
Yeah.
And so he was like, I'll give this primetime interview, and that I watched live.
Yes.
And
that was not much better.
Well, I found it concerning on a lot of levels. Mm. This is one of the things I hated about the debate too was like at the end they started talking about like their golf score and stuff.
Yeah, I've only heard that referenced. How did that happen?
I saw it because Trump was like, I'm so great. I play whatever golf. And then Biden was like, well, I don't understand the golf.
Oh, he was acting like I'm so fit and ready to lead.
I don't even.
I'm out on the golf course crushing it.
I mean, I saw like the clips of that So I don't know how like it came out or something. Might have been like Biden was like, you go play golf, whatever. I don't even remember. But I was like, why is this even, to me, that's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Because it's like, we're in this moment in our country where it's a really strange moment about like, sorry, you can hear the helicopters. We have all the windows. It's really hot in LA. And so we opened all the windows and doors.
It's very pleasant right now with the windows open, except for the helicopters.
But it's like you can hear all the noise. But I feel like there's so many problems with America right now, and so many things are going right with America right now. It's a very weird time to process it all and synthesize it all.
Yeah, for me, it's hard not to,
because there's like,
it's hard not to feel the decline of that. This is the end of America. You know,
like the experiment of freedom and democracy and all of that.
Yeah, I mean, not even to get that lofty about it, but just.
Well,
we used to be this huge power, and of course, because of our system, it has to burn itself out eventuuld
I feel like I guess we're still the power just because economically, right? Like, and size wise.
Yeah. But for how much longer? This country's too big, man. It's too big.
So this is where I'm kind of going with all of this. It's like. Yeah, we have this like strong chugging along economy, but we also have made it very difficult for people to live sort of like quality lives.
Yeah, people younger than us are fucked.
Because the healthcare stuff and the housing supply shortage, which is not just a California thing, it's an actual United States thing. Like I heard some statistics on it kind of recently on a podcast I listened to about how like the housing shortage, like the amount of new buildings or new housing that's being built is so low.
Yeah.
What if I say something you like? Do you have a tick for that?
No.
That sounds like you're scared. Or like you're startled. Startled. You sound like an animal, like a hurt animal. Anyway, I just feel like we have a lot of issues systemically that aren't even being talked about.
No, there's no.
All.
It's
and the wealth disparity stuff, and the rights being taken away, and the Supreme Court stuff. Like, it's just like the states' right. Anyway, my point is this. Okay, so that debate happened. People were like, "Hey, what the fuck is up?" Right? And then everyone kind of like the way that it was handled was so creepy to me because it was like, what are you talking about? It was just it's not a big deal.
Oh, I know. People were being a little bit delusional.
It was just like a bad night.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, well, the other side wants to like lock up journalists. So I think we need to have a discussion.
Yeah.
And then everyone like turned on each other online. And I guess now everyone's rallying around Biden again and saying he's fine. And he has come out and seemed more coherent and strong. There. But it's like.
But it was not.
The anger at like, how dare you question?
Yeah.
That was an inappropriate response.
Yeah, that was ridiculous because anybody who saw any moment from that debate, there was cause for concern. You know what I mean? That wasn't just like, he lost on that talking point. It was like it looked
like
bad.
Something was wrong with him.
Yes. And it sucks because Trump is losing his mind.
Yeah.
And we're not focusing on that. Well, the media never focuses on that.
I disagree in a weird way. A lot of people have been like, why isn't the focus on Trump? Was it? First of all, if I never heard the guy's name again, you know what I'm saying?
I know.
Like for since 2015, it has been the Trump show.
Yeah. It's a perfect villain name. It like really is a perfect villain
like dump.
Name. Like from a movie?
Like it rhymes with dump. Like he's a pile of dump.
Pile of dump.
He's like a dump. He's like someone took a dump and it turned into...
No, I got it.
My point is like, I don't want to hear... I mean, okay. First, the thing that got me mad about the online discussion was like, we're not talking about Trump being crazy and da-da-da. And I was like, well, that was not the story of the debate. Trump being crazy is not a news story.
No, it's not. And it's not.
If Trump had been
he's been behaving this way for a long time.
If he'd been presidential, that would have been the news story.
Yeah. But it is
and
true
no one would have liked that news story.
It is true that the regular old media treated him like he was a normal presidential candidate, except he had a different style or whatever, as opposed to this guy is driven by the darkest forces to become president.
A grifter, yeah.
He's a grifter. He's a con man. He doesn't believe anything he says. He doesn't know about all the shit that he pretends to know about the Bible and stuff like that. He's lying all the time. And there wasn't a concerted effort by the media to say, hey, this guy is the nominee for president, but it's bad.
Well, the big news story this week that has not been reported on as much as I think it should have been reported on is the Epstein files that got revealed.
Right.
Have you heard about that?
I've heard about it, but I don't know details.
So I guess there were like some Epstein logs or something. I don't know all the details either because it's not being reported about like as much as it should be.
Right.
And basically like there was affidavits describing like Trump having 12-year-old girls perform sex acts for him or something like that.
Right.
And it
was... In the flight log.
What?
In the flight log.
It wasn't just the flight logs. It was like testimony, I think, too. And flight logs and stuff. And, you know, Epstein is a known, proven pedophile. This is not like... This isn't like speculation.
No.
He was just like let go of certain things. And then when he finally got caught, he quote unquote killed himself, which I don't believe, right?
No.
Do you believe? You don't believe it?
No.
I don't believe he killed himself.
No. Because I think he'd been in jail before, hadn't he? Like, I don't think he was the type of guy that was going to kill himself in prison.
I think it was more like, but he wasn't going to get away with it this time, I think, was the big thing.
Yeah.
This time. Like, he did before, but not this time. And so someone had him killed to protect their reputation, I guess.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds crazy, but it's not like a conspiracy. Like, everyone believes it.
Yeah.
There's, like, kind of not really one person out there that thinks.
Yes. Murder is a thing that people do. And why not these people? You know?
Yeah. Yeah. So, that is a thing that people should be talking about.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Because I really think that his moral failings, besides his policy insanity, is kind of a huge story in terms of, like, it's not just him doing locker room talk.
No.
Like, we're talking about someone who is a predator.
Yeah.
A sexual predator.
Yeah.
And he's already been, like, deemed a rapist by the defamation stuff. Why? That's what people should be talking about, is what a piece of shit.
Yeah, but, I mean, the thing that sucks is that is so hard. I don't know what it takes to turn people off of voting for him.
Because you think they had other gross things about him before.
They're fine with it all. You know what I mean? And they choose to they pick and choose what they believe. So they believe all the good things about him. And anytime anybody says anything bad, it's like, no, that's not true.
No, that's not what they do. They say, but your guy is worse because...
Oh, there's always that, yeah.
You know...
Yeah.
He showered with a kindergartner or whatever, you know, like they...
Showered with a kindergartner.
Yeah, you haven't heard that? Biden's shit? Like
No.
He showered with his daughter or something, or...
That is weird.
I don't think that's real. You know what I'm saying?
I hope not.
The man has been in Washington politics for like 50 years or something. Right. I think if there had been some...
Well, must be something that Trump made up or whatever.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Okay, we should probably take a break.
We're taking a break. We'll be right back. We have no sponsors other than us telling you we have a watch-along coming soon.
That's right.
We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody.
Oh, my God. You startled me. Hey, we were on a podcast. We were on a podcast of someone else's recently.
Yes, and we were probably going to send out a post on it through the Weekend Water Substack. Did you want to talk about it now?
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Because we were going to drop it in your inbox.
I think that podcast will have dropped by the time this drops.
Competing podcast drops?
Well, we have the final say.
If you're not subscribed to weekendwater.substack.com, how are you going to know all this stuff? So please join us there.
Please join us there.
It's free.
But we were on a podcast called A Couple that's hosted by Emily Gonzalez and Joel Jensen.
I assume the premise is they only have a couple on.
They rarely have guests, actually.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. What they do is they catch up with each other a little bit, but they talk about things that they love. What are they loving lately? And it could be anything. And they have listeners. Why do we say viewers?
Did you say viewers? Wow, yes. I've never said that.
It happens. Not you. I didn't mean you. I mean, like podcasters in general. I hear people say, I can't believe I just said that. I'm so mad. People say viewers when they mean listeners. I don't know where I don't know where that comes from. It doesn't make any sense.
It comes from AI. Thumbs down it. You got to thumbs down it.
Got to thumbs down it. So they have their listeners write in about things that they love, and then that's a jumping off point for conversation. And it's very sweet.
Oh, it's like a listener. I see.
Yeah. And Emily, I knew first from Too Scary Didn't Watch.
Okay.
Podcast that I'm a fan of and have appeared on a few times now. And then her fiance, Joel, who's very funny, is also a delightful guy, and they're a delightful couple. And it was really nice to be on there because they asked us, what we loved about each other, and it was very sweet.
Well, I can't wait to share that with you guys when it drops on the Substack. We'll keep you guys posted.
Yowls. If you are listening to this, maybe you've already heard it, but if you are not familiar, if you're not on the Substack, then go check out A Couple. It was really very nice.
I still wish we could host a show on TV.
You and me?
Yeah.
I didn't know this.
Yeah, like I still have this like in the back of my mind. I'm like, maybe they need new people for a great Christmas light fight. Like I want so bad for us to be able to host something like. We have no reel for this. Like,
what would be the ideal thing?
Great Christmas light fight would be the ideal thing.
Okay, now here's what I understand from that show, from what I remember.
Yeah, we've talked about it on this podcast years ago.
Yes,
years ago.
But I'm talking about the structure.
Yeah.
So there's the guy, there's the lady.
Yeah.
They take turns, it seems, going to houses.
Yeah, they double team it.
And they talk to people.
Yeah.
And then at the end, they're both there to announce the winner.
Yeah.
Right? And that's it? But did they come from the world of HGTV?
So what?
I'm just asking. I'm just looking for information.
I'm proposing a rebranding where they get like a comedy couple You and me.
What if is there a way to subvert it? What if it's like worst Christmas lights?
No. No way. Some of them are the worst Christmas
What
lights.
if we hosted a Halloween decoration show?
So what would that be called? The Great Halloween Haunting?
It would be called the Great Halloween Christmas Light Fight.
No.
I don't know what it would be called, but you're just missing it because you can't think of a title right away?
Title's important.
The title is important.
Important. Halloween haunt off? The Halloween haunt off?
Haunt off's not bad. It's Halloween hunty.
With Janie and Paul. With Janie and Paul.
Yeah. I think that would actually be fun.
Should we pitch it? You've got connections.
Do I?
Call Bob Odenkirk tomorrow.
Of all people.
He's got a company.
What? Then first I have to explain the Great Christmas Light Fight to him.
Wait, really? Wait, yeah. I'll be you.
Okay.
And you be Bob.
Yeah.
Okay, Bob.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, I want to run an idea by you. Janie and I have a little, I'll give you the quick elevator pitch. So there's a Great Christmas Light Fight, right?
What?
It's like this show and this couple, they go around and they award homes that dress up for Christmas.
People watch this?
Yeah, a lot of people watch it. We can't wait every year it comes on. We record it. It's family friendly seasonal show.
Hey, I got to go.
Bob, you there? Buddy? Buddy? It's a Halloween thing.
I think it would be a lot of fun.
Wait, so you're saying he would not even hear the pitch?
He would reluctantly hear the pitch and then say, that's not really, I don't know what I can do for you.
Wait, I know someone in Unscripted, actually. Mm-hmm. That you also know.
That's right.
That's who we should pitch to. Should I shoot an email tomorrow?
Why not?
We have nothing.
They take the idea and put HGTV people in it.
Oh, my God. Why does it have to be Halloween, though? Because people dress up.
Because nobody else is doing that.
Because they
people
dress
do
up
up their houses and shit. Yeah.
For trick or treating.
Yeah. Because those neighborhoods. We were just talking about this with our friends the other night. There are neighborhoods that do it up like crazy on Halloween, and they become a destination for other neighborhoods. People take their kids there.
Here's where it kind of falls apart a little bit. Is like for the Great Christmas Light Fight.
Yeah.
There is like a whole thing where they put it all together in the house. They put the whole house together.
Yeah.
And then there's like a fake power button that they all gather around.
Yeah.
And they smash it. And then the whole house kind of comes to life as like a Christmas thing. Like people don't really do lights for like, there wouldn't be as a dramatic.
No, it would not be the exact same thing. We'd have to figure out what that would be. You just want this show you just want us to host the Christmas Light Fight. And honey, they're not going to let us do that. We gotta do an end run around these assholes.
Well, okay. Traders, they have Traders UK.
Yeah.
They have Traders New Zealand.
Yeah.
They have Traders Australia.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
American traders.
There's also Canadian traders that we have not seen.
All of those versions of that show have different hosts.
Okay.
So, therefore, we just need to be the hosts of Great Christmas Light Fight Australia or whatever.
Now, why? And I want you to think about this. Why would we be the hosts of that as opposed to two Australian people?
Because we thought of it.
But we didn't think of it. All we thought of was doing the same thing in Australia. Because another show did that. So it's two ideas that are not ours.
Well, the Great Halloween Haunting with Paul and Janie.
Yeah.
The cat's already out the bag now. I mean, also I dare anyone to sell a show with us.
I dare you.
Have fun. Go ahead and steal the idea because it's impossible to get a show sold in 2024. It's like how bitter and jaded I am. This is the new
It really
me.
took a turn.
This is the new me.
Oh, boy. But for how long?
I don't know. Indefinitely.
Good to know.
I'm having a bad night.
Good to know.
It's just a bad night.
Are you having a bad? Oh, I see.
It's just a bad night.
No,
it's just
somebody
a
new
one-off.
should be my wife.
What?
Somebody new should be my wife. You need to step down.
Am I a bedwetter? I was a bedwetter about Biden. I thought Biden should step down.
I wet my entire bed. Don't worry about it.
I was a bedwetter, pearl clutcher, hand wringer, cuck,
And a midnight smoker. Midnight toker. I fucked it up.
Wait.
Bedwetter. I'm a
pearl
fretter.
clutcher, hand wringer, snowflake, cuck.
So the melody's just gone. Now you're just
Lyrically, it just did not work with the melody.
it's
It
hard.
needed to be a different list song.
I know.
Like a different list.
If we had time to work on it, I think we could work up something really good.
Yeah, I
But
think
the
so.
moment has passed. Isn't that sad?
I think so. Anyway, if anyone wants to call me those names online, I've already called them myself. Those names. So
You took away the power.
I guess. I also, like, people are still calling people names online. This is, like,
Yeah.
what's so crazy is, like, I kind of got, like, all activated online a little bit this week to, like, vent my own venom.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't going after
Vent your
people.
own spleen.
Yeah, I was venting my own spleen, but I wasn't, like, going after anybody.
No.
But I might have commented on, like, people who I know, like, tangentially, like, hey, like, but what about this other thing? And then everyone is like, I got piled on because they were just like, your premise is trash.
I saw it, but you did end that post with a question. Like you were inviting responses.
Oh, you know what though?
I assumed you wanted to mix it up with people.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. From the way the post was phrased.
The post was a question, but it was like, it was the kind of question that was basically like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah. Like, here's a question, and I want you to go off and think about it and never talk to me.
Well, I didn't mind if people talked to me. It's just that they like, a few people did answer, and they're like, well, this is what I'm thinking. And I liked their answer. Like I like smashed like on their answers.
Smash that like button.
Because it was basically like, they're like, no, it's more like this. This is where I am. And I'm like, okay, that's fair. That's an interesting angle or whatever. But like the people that were just like, fuck you for living and breathing and thinking. And I'm just like, guys, are we not allowed, honestly, to have fear about our future here? And then someone I kind of know online, he was like, sure, you can have fear, but you got to stay the and I was like, that's not where I'm at, man.
Yeah.
And I was like, I hope you're just as right with your stay the course as I am with my what if we switched it up?
Yeah.
Because I'm admitting that there is risk and uncertainty and no one can predict the future, but everyone thinks that they can predict the future. And I hate that. I hate certitude. I hate it.
I know.
I hate it.
I mean, that is the online experience, and I've been guilty of it myself.
When I understand that is the online experience. I've been guilty of it myself.
Oh no, I did not mean it
No,
like.
but what I'm saying is, how is it still?
I know.
This is my point.
Because
This is
that's
my
what
point.
we've
How is
conditioned
it
ourselves
still?
to do. That's what it. When you go to those places, you feel like this is what I do here. This is what I expect here. This is what I get here. And
I thought we all had kind of like agreed that the conversation needed to be more nuanced. Like everyone, whenever I'm like, I miss nuance, they're like, I know there's no nuance. There's no, and then it's like, then you still try to, I guess because the forum is impossible to have Like when you're typing as a stranger with
I don't
someone, it's like
know.
impossible.
But I think it is possible to have nuance, but I think that the way we end up being there is spleen venting. It is like, you know, some version of yelling into the wilderness, you know, because it is a place you can go to do that, you know?
Yeah.
It does sort of serve a purpose still in that way, but it's not the same as it used to be.
Well, no, because it's so boringly repetitive.
You know what, a thing that I realized the other night that is missing from my social media experience that I used to have is that I'm no longer connecting with the people that I used to typically connect with.
Yeah.
So Blue Sky, Threads, whatever. It used to be like I would end up speaking to certain people, making jokes, whatever, kind of regularly. And now I feel like everything I do goes out into a void. The responses I get are from people that I don't
strange, like
that
weird
I don't
strangers.
know.
Yeah.
Some of them are fine, but some of them are like people that are not even following me because of the way this shit works. Is that like on Threads, you're just getting stuck in somebody else's feed, and they're like, who's this guy?
When I was like on early Twitter and stuff, and like people, I think it must have been around 2016 when things got really messed up online.
Yeah.
Like with algorithm shit. Is that like 2015, 2016? Like I would say things and then people would like be like, you dumb, you're stupid, da da da. And I'm like, then why do you follow me? Why do you follow me? And now like you can't even say that because there is no following or not following. You just see what they decide you want to see.
Yeah. And now it's like I make some dumb joke and then
People
it gets put into somebody else's feed. They don't know that it's a joke.
They don't know the tone of your voice. They don't know the tone of your writing. Like you could develop an actual voice of writing style on Twitter.
I don't think you even have to know my tone or my style of writing. I think you just have to know that this is a joke, you know? And people, but it's a lot of people, even people that know it's a joke will treat it like they can't resist. I have to give a counter argument to this thing you don't even mean that much.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I don't know. I think there's something to be said, though, for when you could develop a writing tone on Twitter because you were sort of like, people could go to your feed and kind of get a sense of how you communicate. You know? Yeah. And now someone just like sees a random communique from me, like you're saying, like that. It does feel very unsafe and a little bit like brutal.
Yeah, like I'm
not fake online. Like my name is my name and my picture is my picture, and like you can go look at my whole resume online. You can go to IMDb. You can see my Substack. Like I don't hide my identity online. And so it is a strange place to try to be like authentic.
Yeah.
The way that they spit you into the into the circles.
I post every once in a while. I don't post like I used to, and
you can't even get on your Twitter.
No, I'm not going to go back there.
I know, but I still think you should get back in charge of your account just to lock it down. But
I honestly don't think it matters. I really don't.
Well, a friend of ours just got hacked the other day.
Yeah, but so what? What happened?
They were trying to get people to send money in like a fake.
But I mean, did anybody get tricked by it?
I don't know, but why would...
I also feel like if you're still on Twitter, that's on you. If you get swindled by somebody pretending to be me, that's on you.
What if it's something worse or more sinister down the road? Like, just because that's what happened a week ago doesn't mean, like...
Maybe. I don't know.
You know? I don't know either.
Yeah. My heart's just not in it. It's not the same. It's not fun anymore. It's just not fun.
This whole podcast has been about how things are less fun. Because we started with how how to, like, in order to have fun experiences, they're more effortful now.
Yeah.
Whereas there used to be kind of like a carefree spontaneity to the ebb and flow.
But isn't it great that we had a theme?
I mean, yeah, except the theme really sucks. Like that it's true.
Well, we can talk about some good things.
Can I just say something that really bothers me?
Sure.
I saw some article the other day that was like, baby boomers are, moving to this town. I don't know, like in Texas. It sounded like it was like the Villages in Florida kind of a thing where they have like all these activities and it's like where they retire. It's like you retire there or whatever.
Yeah.
Or something. And one of the pull quotes was from one of the boomers was like, we have more fun than my daughter does or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, we our town is, our village is so blah, 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 more swinging fun and da-da-da. And I don't know why that annoys me so deeply that, like, you know what I'm talking about, though?
Yeah. Because these people are like, we set the world on fire and you are burning in it. Have fun.
And you're having to work 17 different gigs just to cover your fucking
I'm going to spend my retirement having a great time.
No, but it is, but I also, it is that. It is that. It is that. But it's also like the teenification of older adult thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. Why can't we be mature when we enter that phase?
Well, why do we have to pretend?
I don't think those types of people are pretending. I think they are like, we have more sex in this, the Villages that we partner swap.
I didn't know that was part of it.
I mean, I've like heard, it's a party here every night, and it's just like that kind of thing. And it's like, the fuck?
I don't know. I'm not sure if you're saying that these people are just having fun or they are having full-on orgies.
I'm saying, okay, I don't know. I'm having a hard time articulating what it is.
Like, are they getting day drunk or is it like fucking Caligula?
Caligula is definitely the name of this book. Okay, I think they are implying that it's a competition and they're fucking winning it. And I don't think that...
That's the thing. But you know what it is? It's a combination of what I said.
It is
and
definitely
because
what you said.
There's a gloating.
But also, like, I don't want to hit retirement age and be expected to, like, party like that. Like, that's not my...
I don't want to have to put on a gold mask with horns on it and give a password somewhere. I just want to watch my shows.
I mean... I guess if there's masks involved, it does change things a little bit.
Oh, okay. It's good to have options.
I definitely don't want to be putting makeup on when I'm 72. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And get, going to the fucking whatever.
Yeah.
Like.
Can we talk about, speaking of Texas, the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders doc?
Yes, we're getting to our recommendations, it sounds like. We binged.
We spent a Sunday
We were tired, y'all.
It was a good Sunday. We haven't done anything like that in a long time.
Since like COVID.
Yeah. We watched the entire series in one day.
It's on Netflix. It's called America's Sweethearts.
Yeah. That was a good day.
And it's a good documentary.
It's fascinating.
It's about the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders.
Mm-hmm.
And it's how like it's run and how it's sort of this institution now that's part of the weirdly separate from the football part of it.
Yeah. They're their own entity. I mean, they're connected, but they're not funded by the Dallas Cowboys organization.
They're their own like underpaid entity.
Yeah.
Which they touched on briefly, but
very briefly.
Yeah. It's more like you get to wear this, like you're kind of winning something.
Yes. It's the honor of being part of this legacy institution, which you have to re-audition for every year.
Yeah. And you're only allowed to be a member for 5 years.
5 years max. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, it was, I'm simultaneously cheering for these young women and also feeling like this should not be a thing anymore.
They need a union.
No, this should not be a thing anymore.
I like the thing. I just think they need a union.
I like the dancing. Like to see a group of people like this, like the Rockettes,
It's
something
like the
that,
Rockettes,
where
yeah.
they're doing this precision thing all in unison together.
And the athleticism
It's
involved.
the athleticism. It's wild. Like the stuff that they're called upon to do.
The stamina and
Yeah. But like the outfits, there's something that's so seedy about it.
I like the outfits. I think the outfits are cute. I think they're cute. I will say this.
They came from a gross place.
Like a sexy place or something.
Yeah, like an exploitative
like
place.
a Playboy bunny place.
Yeah.
But now, I mean, now we're like past all that. Like you can wear that outfit and it's fine. Do you know what I'm saying?
If it's your choice, yeah.
But I will say this. I did feel
But it's like they haven't changed that uniform.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like the uniform and the hair and the makeup, like they would show like the older eras of
they show clips of the
80s
days
and
gone
90s.
by. Yeah.
Yeah. And I felt like those girls in the older pictures were more interesting looking because they had kind of like bad 80s haircuts and wild like Joan Jett makeup and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it was really fun.
Mm-hmm.
And now everyone, because of social media, I feel like, and like influencer beauty standards, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's like all like the perfectly curled, like TikTok method, rolling your hair in the thing and like the same kind of makeup and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like just beauty trend wise, it lacked some originality or individuality. But then the women who are running it now basically are saying like, we don't encourage individuality.
No.
And that to me is like less cool than like the older days that they showed where it seemed like they were all part of this thing, but they kind of had their own personalities that came through in the way that they styled themselves.
Yeah. What are you looking at?
Ooh, the side light came on. I bet there's an animal.
Jesus.
Well, I bet there's an animal out there.
Felt like
a skunk or a raccoon.
Felt like something had floated into the
it
house.
Did startle me that a light came on out there. It was like... Anyway, there was a fun documentary. I definitely... You didn't watch this documentary, but I was just talking about it with Catherine right before we started recording, but they're finishing Ren Faire, and I watched it.
Oh.
I did not enjoy that documentary.
Is it because the subject matter is not interesting to you?
The people in Ren Faire?
Yeah.
Well, the people they were profiling in they're the main character of that docuseries is a horribly emotionally abusive, malignant narcissist.
Oh my God.
That has created a toxic work environment.
At the Ren Faire.
Correct.
Jesus.
Correct. And it's sort of like they had structured it sort of like Succession, because he's, he's old.
Right.
And about to, like, someone has to take over the Ren Faire because he's not going to be around much longer, kind of a thing. And so all of his employees are competing Succession style for, like, they call him the king. Like, he's like this kinglier person. And in the meantime, besides the fascinating sort of world of this large Ren Faire that grew in this Nowheresville, Texas, because he bought all this land in like the 70s or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, that's a interesting, unique phenomenon. But as you're learning about sort of the dynamics of these people, they reveal more and more disgusting personality traits about this dude that they all have to jump through hoops around all the time. And so then on top of that, there's this sort of cinematic indie film style that they made the documentary in. So much so that it's like they got the figures in the documentary to like reenact scenes and like narrate scenes. Almost like Shakespearean.
Right.
So it felt more manipulated than just like
your average.
Yeah, like the style of America's Sweethearts is a completely different documentary style where they just
it's pretty
journalistically embedded with with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many episodes is it?
Ren Faire?
Yeah.
I think it's 3 episodes.
But do you think I would like it, or I would find it interesting?
I think you might find it interesting in that like way that you might find, like how you found like Keith Raniere a notable person in The Vow, or
it is
Robert Durst in The Jinx, right?
Tough
Those weird
because
characters,
it's tough because
villains.
I'm not necessarily that interested in that world. I've never wanted to know anything about it. You know what I mean? If people want to do it, I support that. I know people who go to Ren Faire, and really enjoy it. I know people that go, sort of religiously. I know people that go casually, and I get the appeal of it. It doesn't appeal to me, but I get the appeal of it.
I would almost argue that it, like, the Ren Faire angle of the Ren Faire doc kind of had nothing to do with.
It's irrelevant.
What?
Irrelevant.
Irrelevant? Durr. Durr? I think it's sort of irrelevant because it's more about, it is this quirky.
They're not really that interested in looking at the world. They're saying, like, look at this freak and these people that are trying to be the next in line.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's more a character study than it is.
I think it's way more of a character study, and it's done in a much more theatrical. It's almost like this is Ren Faire. It's theatrical.
Yeah.
And therefore, they overlaid the theatricality of Ren Faire's onto the style of the documentary. Like, I don't even know if that style of documentary would work had it not been about like something that dealt with performance and stuff like that.
I'll probably give that a miss then.
I like that it was a big swing artistically. I hated I was like texting Aaron and Krista through the whole thing because they had mentioned Ren Faire to me. And I was like, I'll check it out. Like some other people had mentioned it too.
Right.
And I literally was like texting them like, I'm disgusted by this person. I hate, like, what the fuck? This guy's kink is like making these young women like fly in. Like he's on these sites like sugardaddy.com.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like he basically wants like some 20-year-old woman to fuck him. He says that. But then he would make these women fly into nowhere, Texas, and meet him at the Olive Garden. And then he would say, do you have real boobs or fake boobs? And if they said they had fake boobs, he'd say, then it's not going to work.
What the fuck?
I have to have real boobs.
What the fuck?
And so then they would have to leave. And I was like, his kink is not that he wants to have sex with a young nubile woman. His kink is he wants to reject a young hot woman.
Yeah.
Like, that is his kink. Because you can find out on a dating app if someone had a fake boobs or not. Like, you can say, my deal breaker is fake boobs.
Yeah.
And you don't have to fly to the Olive Garden for that conversation.
Olive Garden.
And then at one point, he reveals to the audience that he overheard this is a core memory for him. A core memory for him was overhearing his mom, when he was a child, overhearing his mom talking to his aunt on the phone, essentially complaining about his existence.
Oh, God.
And so it literally was like, okay, you're not that complicated. Like, I literally think he said his mom was like a bitch or something. And I was like, the documentary could have been called This Dude's Mom Was a Bitch.
Yeah.
And this is why he is the way he is.
Interesting title. What would you watch something that was called This Dude's Mom Is a Bitch? And that's why he is the way he is. I think I would be tempted to watch it.
And it happens to be set at a Ren Faire.
If that was the title. Yeah, that's a surprise.
Surprise.
The Ren Faire angle is a surprise. This dude's mom is a bitch, and that's why he is the way he is.
Then you find out that he loves Enya, and
of course,
like on his humongous estate with all the speakers that like are set among the acres of the estate, he plays Enya nonstop and has been playing it nonstop for 6 years, and subjecting his, I guess, employees or whatever.
Hey, nothing against Enya, but this guy needs to have his head chopped off.
You like, okay, now it would suck that you were on tour when I watched this, because I feel like if I had watched it with you, like I could have just screamed at you instead of like texting Aaron and Krista, like, I want to puke. This man makes me want to vomit.
I know. And you use up all your minutes.
And Krista was like, he has zero redeeming quality. You are correct. He has zero redeeming. And I was just like screaming at them, like, why am I watching this insane creature who loves that this thing was made? Like, I think I saw online that he like was just loving watching it back.
Thrilled with it, of course.
Of course.
So, and you watched the whole thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. I think that takes us nicely to the end of the episode. Something that maybe you should watch and something maybe you shouldn't watch.
Which you can decide.
You can
watch This Dude's Mom Is a Bitch.
We report, you decide.
That's why he is the way he is.
Are you reading or listening to anything that you enjoy?
I'm reading a book about healing from narcissist abuse. It's called It's Not You. My friend Catherine recommended it, and I'd heard of the person from on YouTube and stuff who wrote it, and it's really good, actually. It's called It's Not You, and a lot of the techniques and sort of framing of certain toxic relationships, whether it's narcissism or not, are just very applicable to a lot of different things. And because I'm doing a lot of writing right now, I'm trying to apply some of that to some characters and stuff that I'm working on too.
Very cool.
But Padgett just said that she finished Griffin Dunn's new book.
Yes.
New book. And that was on my list. So I am definitely planning to read that.
Yeah.
But I'm having a hard time because I'm reading for other reasons right now. Like I'm working on something. And so, yeah. What about you?
I think I'm rereading this book, although I read it so long ago.
I love when old age does that for us.
Yeah.
Little gift.
That it is kind of brand new to me.
Not a core memory.
And it is the novel Deadwood by Pete Dexter.
Wait, is that what that show was about?
Yeah.
Wait, Deadwood was based on a book?
I believe that it was. Because it's all the same names.
Like the Pinkertons and the...
Well, Al Swearingen and Seth Bullock and all that. Timothy Oliphant. That was his character's name. Let me see if it says that it's based on it.
I did not know that it was based on a book.
I felt like I didn't remember that either.
Usually when like the credits will say based on the...
Yeah. I'm trying to see if it does say that somewhere. Where are the credits here?
Huh. What does AI say?
No, it just says...
Something good or bad?
I'm looking on IMDb.
Oh. I did realize...
No mention in the writing credits.
Maybe the book came out after the show.
No, the book came out before the show. Well before the show. I guess these were real people from Deadwood.
Well, definitely like the Pinkertons were real people.
Well, the Pinkertons, yes, but that's... I haven't got to the Pinkertons yet, but all the other characters that are named
and Calamity
the same,
Jane and everything.
Yeah,
those
she's in the book.
People.
Yeah.
Those were real people.
Yes.
So, like, you think all of them are real people.
But I am willing to bet that this book probably helped out.
That's not... I mean, I hope everyone was on board.
Let me see, 2004.
With that, because...
Deadwood novel. Talk while I'm doing it. Jeez, what happened to your famous vamping?
Well, I heard like a beeping of like a truck backing up outside, so I had like...
Originally published in 1986.
So maybe the person who wrote it isn't even alive, and maybe the rights...
No, he's passed on for sure, but I'm not sure when.
But maybe the rights were not owned. Does that make sense? You know what I'm saying? When somebody like...
Yeah, well, I mean, he didn't have the rights to those characters because they were real people.
But I'm saying if there were some fictional characters in that 1986 book and that...
Wait, I'm sorry. He is still alive. And he's 80 years old, and he was born in Pontiac, Michigan. But he was a writer in Philadelphia for a long time, a newspaper writer.
Streets of Philadelphia.
Wow.
The streets of Philadelphia.
I must have read that book way before the show came out.
Oh, yeah.
And did not make the connection at all.
Huh.
So that means I forgot this book a long time ago.
Do you like the book?
Yeah, it's great.
You're recommending it.
Yeah. But its tone is very similar to the show. You know?
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Well.
But I recommend it.
Other than that, I recommend our Substack so you can know what we're up to.
Yeah, please check that out.
Weekendwater.substack.com.
Yeah, and we have updates on my live shows and bonus content that we do.
Podcasts that we appear on. It's all there, guys.
It's all there, guys.
It's all there, guys. And you get to comment on the posts and be a part of the community.
Join the conversation. Press 1 for yes, 2 for no.
You can even comment on this post below the Substack.
Yeah.
Did you not hear those beeping?
I did hear them, but I wasn't fascinated by them.
Live in New York City all of a sudden? It sounds like New York goddamn city out there.
You're like Tom Hanks in Big the first night that he
I don't
stays in that Fleabag hotel.
I never saw that movie.
You never saw Big?
I saw like them dancing on the piano thing.
Big is good. It's worth seeing.
Someone told me today that they rewatched Romancing the Stone and it totally held up.
Who, though?
Seth Morris.
Okay. That's interesting. I would not have expected that from him. Maybe we should watch that movie.
All right. Well, guys, thanks for tuning in.
We really appreciate the people that have stuck with us and are still listening from quarantine to now. Thank you so much.
We're just still doing it, and we're, I guess, evolving, and maybe we'll sell a show called Halloween Haunting. I don't know.
Stay tuned. We'll let you know.
And until then,
stay safe, stay sane, and stay strong.
Definitely sane because it's hard to right now.